since I haven't uploaded in ages, I'm gonna actually do something that is really popular on YouTube, as far as I know, which is taking video game footage and talking irrelevant shit over it. But in my case, this is what I actually been doing. I've been making some Doom levels, and if I ever finish my Mega Ward, you're all gonna be forced to play them at gunpoint. In any case, if you want to try it, then send me a message here on YouTube or something, and I can provide the link to the maps itself. For visuals, I'm using something called Beautiful Doom. I'm gonna put the link to that in the description as well. It allows you to only enhance visuals, but also for some gun-related stuff if you want to. But I'm just using visuals and keeping gameplay vanilla to show off that the maps are actually balanced. Yeah, I highly recommend that mod. It's great. Yeah, let's start showing this off. First of all, I want to point out I made secrets actually invisible because I learned how to fucking make Linde's kind of like secret. So everybody likes to check the back door. On Ultra Violence, this is a bad idea in this map. Unless you have remnants as secrets. You get hurt super bad. But it gives you 2 chain guns, so it's fine. Also, like, this right here is an obvious reference to something. I'm gonna shut my mouth and I hope everybody gets it as it's happening. And if you're seeing this and you're like discouraged, I'm playing this on Ultra Violence right now, which I made significantly more difficult than Hard Plenty. I had a friend playtest this. He was playing on Hard Plenty, and it kind of blew my mind because I always tested on Ultra Violence to see if it actually works in that case, because it's the hardest you can get. Blew my mind how much easier I made this on Hard Plenty, or let's say how much more difficult this is. Gameplay wise, the idea here is let's have a bunch of remnants pest at the player, rockets from afar, and put a bunch of like obstacles that you can actually, you know, use the movement speed, dodge around them. Put a bunch of cannon fodder in the middle, so that the player has to engage those guys whilst dodging. Ain't no Final Doom, but I think it's pretty damn difficult. And yeah, Final Doom, like playing for Final Doom and Ultra Violence made me love Remnant. And also no hit scanners, so far. Hit scanners come now, because dodging all of this shit proper while avoiding hit scanners would be too much. That would just be annoying, so don't ever... If you make a Doom map, don't ever do that. There's also a Final Doom level that's basically just chain gunners behind walls. And it's absolutely ridiculous. That level has like 70 chain gunners and maybe 5 imps. Yeah, this is if you don't do the quote-unquote secret at the beginning where you get ass-raped by remnants. This is where you normally would get this. Time to start the main event. Like this sort of dungeon area that we're entering now is what the focus of the map is. This beginning is, as I said, a reference. Quite obvious one, I hope. And yeah, as I said, friend tested this already, so this is an updated version. These 2 doors used to have a different texture on them, so he couldn't fucking find them. Also, the light was in the middle of the ceiling, it's just right here, one single light, but it made it 2 lights and made it really lit up, so people can actually notice that these are the 2 doors. And yeah, health is a good bait. I always like to put health as sort of push wall slash like monster closet opener. Yeah, you get, not only do you get some health, but you also get rewarded with more fighting and some shotgun shots. Yeah, for advanced students, there's actually another fuck you secret in this, which is if you touch this, you're gonna see 2 friendly boners guarding the super shotgun. I made the super shotgun pretty hard to reach in this map, in the sense that normally if you would not find a single secret, you have to go into a really badly like difficult room to get it, which I would show off, of course, as well. But you know, for advanced students, if you can actually dance with revenants, this should not be too difficult. With the super shotgun, just always touch them and they whiff their punches, and you can get through this without taking any damage. This makes the stuff too easy though, so I'm just gonna ignore that I have it already. So this right here, as you can see, is like, this is evil. And this is a monster teleporter. the first time I managed to do one of these because I watched some interview with John Romero talking about level design and how to make tricks happen. Because it chose the map in Doom 2 limitations, so there's no fancy shit. There's no actual skyboxes. Skyboxes in like Doom 2 limitations are weird, to say like that. And the way you do monster spawners are also like, you have to do some nice trickery. I'm not gonna spoil how it works. If somebody knows how it works, you can see what I did here. But I'm not gonna talk much about it. It's just, as soon as I fire a single shot, this will go off. And there they come in. I made this mostly also because of this one friend I had playtest. He tends to just run backwards every time he gets the chance to. So I wanted to have some sort of danger that's imminent and from behind, and that you can never be safe. And if you decide to backpedal, there will always be something behind you. Which isn't too difficult, but still, like, if you backpedal and suddenly you have a bunch of, like, shotgun sergeants or stuff in your face, that's kind of a, that's kind of a no-go. And right here, this is also the first time I used to put stairs into something. I'm gonna show these off after I finish the Hell Knights. As you can see, this area is really dark, so I put a secret behind the Hell Knights, guarding the darkness. And here, if you press these, first time I ever made stairs happen. This is where you would normally get the super shotgun. I'm not going to touch this for now, to show off that the map is non-linear. Right here, this is a light amplificator. So if you're a pussy, and you don't dare to go in the dark, fear of the dark. And if you follow this path, you go back to monster teleporter area. And more guys come in because they hear the gunshots. The simple pathfinding of the Doom engine enemies means they just go straight for you. So depending if I shoot or not, they hear it and they will come. Which makes this kind of cool and dynamic. Getting real quick. Yeah, I just like putting these single power-ups in because who doesn't love collecting power-ups? Like, yeah, said I wasn't gonna use it. immediately break my own promise. This is off to a great start. Like if I put these out like vlogs, like mapping vlogs or something, which I think is the whole idea of this. Make it interesting to see how much I improve, if I ever finish this. At least you have something to watch. And yell at me for making it poorly. Or you know, if you want to play this, just tell me. I'll make this downloadable in its current form, like I use a Dropbox link or something, and everybody can always check the latest version of it. But yeah, this right here is like the main attraction. If you were going for the other route, go here first, then this is gonna be harder because you don't have the super shotgun yet. If you go for the other route where it's harder of an approach, then this is gonna be easier because super shotgun makes short work of Hell Knights. So just for time's sake, to not extend this video to insane lengths, I'm just gonna use it. Get back in here. What, like, if you watch the one video I did on Doom 4, where it was just a multiplayer demo, I was really down on the game, mostly because of the movement speed. I mean, later on when they patched the multiplayer a bunch, it got somewhat decent, like, it's kind of fun, but I only played it while it was still alive. When they made all of the DLC free, I also liked that. I wouldn't think Bethesda would ever do something like that, but it was okay. The main game though, I actually pretty much liked it. Like, I'm looking forward to current day id Software actually doing some more proper Quake. I'm hoping for a classic Quake, not the one with Strock, like after 2, but with like the whole, I don't know, Cthulhu and weird shit going on. Return of Ranger. I mean, with Quake Champions tanking like crazy, I don't know if they're gonna, but that's what I wanna see. Like a proper single player Quake game. right here is a red herring, by the way. I want people to turn towards the switch, but the switch itself actually, like the switch itself doesn't do anything when it comes to it. Neither opens this nor does it open this. Instead, what this switch does is when you press it, it opens more chain windows. Well, this is some health and armor, so yeah. That's a good thing. Not gonna touch this yet. Also, another secret I'm gonna show. What I love about the Doom engine is everything's basically a wall. Like, there's no actual props in this. It just looks like it. So I always love when secrets are hidden behind something that's it looks super static. So when you touch this, turns out it's actually a secret. This is another place where you can get the super shotgun. Or you have to actually fight in the difficult spot. Which is what I'm gonna show now. Like, we already opened this. And this is where you would normally get the super shotgun. Oh, let's say where I intend the player to get it. And then you get absolutely destroyed. Because you have no idea what's gonna happen. So after reloading, it's still proper this time. This is always like safe for before you touch something like this. I mean, I made it kind of obvious that this is gonna happen, but what's gonna happen, like, always safe. The Doom ward always, before you do something like this, always safe. Just push through all of them. Get into the light. Obviously this is also ultra violent, so it's kind of meant to be somewhat unfair. You could theoretically also back off, I guess. But I made sure that if you back off, this closes and you can't really escape much. But you can dance with the pinkies. And hopefully like tank enough of the damage with the armor. And suppress this button, this opens. A bunch of friendly remnants greet you. That's why I made sure that you get the super shotgun here, because fighting remnants without a super shotgun is kind of annoying. I mean, in close encounters, it is. Remnants are like probably some of my favorite enemies, in the sense that they cause really interesting gameplay. They are hard to fight, but they're not too difficult, and they're not too tanky. Putting them in like in a clever way makes the map immediately better. They're just genius. They're also super loud, agitated, funny. Like the scream they let off and the punching sound effect, it's just perfect. It's 10 out of 10 enemy. I have no idea how you could nail this any better. Okay, now I've got a red key. It's time to enter the sewer level. Like another friend that I made played this shit before on my second map. This is my third map I ever made, by the way. On the second map I had some sort of sewerish looking textures used, and he was like, yeah, how about you make a sewer level? So here you go. It's obligatory, there has to be a sewer level. I'm gonna shoot it, so here's the sewer level in this. Yeah, maybe I should not use this texture, this is kind of obvious. But it's also just, you know, ammo and health. Everybody loves ammo and health. Like, playing Doom wards that have not properly balanced their resources are annoying as heck to me. Because it's not challenging to have no ammo, it's just annoying. You can easily die into them at any time. It doesn't, like, you don't need to artificially enhance the difficulty by not giving the player any resources. I mean, look at this. Even if I had only fists, I could do this guy in easily. But without the super shotgun, it would just be annoying. Press these. Open all of this stuff. Yeah, here another one of these fuck you doors, just because I saw this one friend of mine constantly run backwards. So if you would touch this and then go like, oh, you would be stuck here and get shot. Yeah, this other, like, this is another red herring door on one of these. I don't know which one it is. It just opens a little cabin here for a Spectre to come out. We're almost reaching the end of the level with the blue armor. I mean, blue keycard. Because now all of this is done. There it is. Beautiful. An absolute mess. John Romero would be proud, I hope. Let's go back here. That's why it was really important when this friend didn't see it. Like I had to make this more obvious that this is the blue door, so you actually know where to go afterwards. Just gonna save real quick. Okay. And here another one of those totally not monster closet situations. In this case, it's a dance with the pinky situation. And here as well, this will close. And I made sure that as soon as you touch this, you should not be able to get back out. And then you get like a bunch of pinkies punch the shit out of. Because I love the Berserk power. I think it's used way too little in original Doom for this sort of shit to happen. It's just fun. And this is like the end of the level. But I mean, Doom levels can end two ways, either really flaccidly or with like a ginormous fight, but for this, like, already you can see 223 fucking frags. I thought this is fine. Just put some punchable pinkies at the end and then that's it. And here, the theme that I'm going for with my map pack so far is that like Doom guy gets kicked out of hell and is back on Earth. And everything's infested with like demonic growth and he has to get rid of it. So I'm trying to make every level end with like some meat and then punch an eyeball, and that's where the stuff is. So yeah, in case you're interested in playtesting this, then drop a comment, or like, just in any case tell me if you think this looks good or looks bad, or what you would change. I appreciate your feedback, and see you next time.